Ping. There we go. It looks like we're on air. Hello, 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 hello. What time is it where everyone is at the moment?
It's 16:52 here.
It's 5 to 5 in the UK. That makes it 5 to something else everywhere else, unless you're in one of those time zones where there's a half-hour difference, and I don't think there's many of those. So we thought we'd get together after last night's live show and do another pop-up podcast, because obviously it's Labour Day, I understand, in the US. For anyone in the UK that doesn't know what Labour Day is, it's basically a bank holiday. So unless, of course, you're Chris, in which case you're retired and every day's a bank holiday, I understand.
Yeah. I guess he's frozen up.
I paid my dues long before you were a twinkle. Is what that means. You're not gonna. No. You're not doing that to me today,
buddy. So, Chris, you're in your workshop by the looks of it, or a small. Was that one of the dedicated areas for a particular tool?
This is just my storage unit, Richard.
Fair play. No,
yeah, that's a table saw cam.
So what are you working on then? You're obviously doing something, and you're not your normal computer.
No, and I know you haven't seen it, Richard, because you don't watch my videos. But Jamie will remember my last video. I did a jig to do raised panels for a box. It was for my wife because she wanted to give it to a friend for a present, and she wanted to go get some handcrafted chocolates and put it in the box and then give it to her as a present at work. Well, guess what happens when your wife takes something into a coworker at work?
The coworker wants another
the other coworkers, the other coworkers see it and they want one too. So, hello. But you know what? My wife's lucky. She lucked out this time because the TMA build this month is a box. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'll get involved with the Toolmasters Association build-off this month, and I'll make my wife happy at the same time.
I vote you don't finish it.
No, I'll finish it.
Something goes wrong.
No.
Don't segment
it. I'm not going to say a segmented box. No, I'm not doing that, Jamie. Thank you. No, this one's getting finished.
No longer making free cutting boards, and he's now making free boxes.
Yeah, cutting boards for the sides and the lid and the bottom.
Who invited that Canadian in here? I mean, seriously.
We say that every week with Alan.
That's the guy who started the whole Chris gives away free cutting boards things, you know. That's the instigator of the entire thing.
And we loved him for it ever since.
Yeah. And I still call him. I don't get that. I really don't get that.
I thought you were just making boxes because you need them to put all your free cutting boards in. Silence. I'm not answering. I'm not rising to that. It's not happening.
They're like apple boxes, so you can stand on them. Yeah, get to all these finishes on the top shelf.
Use a cutting board.
I'm just not winning this, no matter where it goes. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Where's my white flag? I'm raising it right now.
There's certain topics that Chris just goes, no, not going to win this one. No, that's not happening. I'm just going with that one. It's easier.
Oh dear.
What about you, Jason? Obviously, you've popped in as well as somebody's invited you. So what are you working on? Because you look like you're in your workshop as well.
Yeah, I'm not working on anything right now.
Chris is literally waving a white flag.
He looks French now.
Oh, behave.
Jamie, that is right. I give up, Pepe.
Sorry, Jason, you were rudely interrupted there by Alan. I'm going to try and get us well away from Jamie's previous comment. So,
actually,
sorry.
If I didn't get cut off, I'd feel left out. I've been working on the house for 5 weeks, painting and building windows and building everything that needs to be fixed around the house. Because we got all new roofs and everything this summer, so it's been busy.
I saw the pictures of the rotten holes in the roof, and then you painting shingles, siding?
Yeah.
In the last one?
Yeah. cedar shingles on the burn in the wood shop.
Do you know what? I was actually going to comment on that because I can't believe, literally, I couldn't believe that you were brushing all those shingles, and then about 5 million people, it seemed, had said, "Go buy a sprayer. Why aren't you spraying it? Oh, you really want a sprayer?" And I just thought, one more of those comments is not going to help.
Yeah, I do live on the coast, and it's windy here all the time. Also, the paint is an enamel, and it's thick, and I'm not sure if you can spray that. But either way, I think I would still do it with a I did it with a hand brush the entire way, and I think I would do it again that way if I could.
That's fair enough. I mean,
someone gave me a sprayer system that would do it, and would be, to compensate for the wind and all the things I got to worry about or whatever. And sure, I'll take one and I'll do it.
Yeah,
but the paint cost enough.
You don't want to end up spraying half the garden. No, the only thing I've ever sprayed with enamel are like small model aeroplanes and stuff, and you really have to thin the enamel paint down for that. So I would suspect it probably wouldn't take you much less time to spray it, because you'd have to do so many coats because it'd have to be thinned down. So you probably right doing it with a brush, to be honest.
I could be dead wrong because I have no idea. I honestly, I don't know anything about spraying. That's something I do want to get into, but I don't think it would have worked as well as it sounds.
Like the tiny little sort of hobby airbrush type sprayers. They're like a pen. Yeah. Well, my other half, Kat, her dad is really into modelling and scale model stuff, and he's written about 3 books on airbrushing. And when she was a nipper, she used to go to the shows and demo when she was sort of 5-6 years old, demoing all these airbrushes. And the first time I ever sprayed in my workshop, she said, "Oh, you're going to need to thin it down." And it must have taken 15 coats, and it was still translucent. And I just went, sod this, and just poured it in neat and sprayed it. 1 coat, it's perfect. So I've never listened to her advice on spraying ever again. But in her defence, it was emulsion paint, like latex paint, and I don't think you're supposed to thin that down anyway. But she wasn't too popular.
We actually just had a comment on one of the posts that I shared about we were going live. It's from a guy called Leon Britton, and he actually put it there by mistake. It says, as far as I understand, the South Pole is getting bigger, so I believe the Earth's axis is alternately slighted as the relation to the Sun, so giving us a change in weather patterns, and smaller North Pole, but an increased South Pole, so their Antarctica or South Pole is larger than it's ever been, according to scientists. And I said, "Would you like to come on the show and ask that yourself?" And he went, "Oops, sorry, there's a news feed above that I've replied to about climate change, and apologies, I will delete."
Quality. That just goes to show you can pretty much, within reason, write, as long as it's not abusive, you can write pretty much anything as a comment on any of our stuff, and we're just going to laugh about it.
Yeah, we don't care.
We're not too proud.
Andy is still having problems joining us. Andy Berkey wanted to join us today, and he's on his phone, and he's having issues joining us via the phone app. So if anybody knows Andy and can be in contact with him to help him out, do that favor for us. In the meantime, Jamie, if you want to go ahead and throw this link up over on our Facebook page, too.
No worries.
Whoever's watching, if you want to join us, I guess Jamie's going to go ahead and post the link to this Hangout over on our Facebook page. So if you go to Facebook, type in Makers International Podcast, you'll see our Facebook page. Go there, and the link should be there. If you want to join us, feel free to jump in. I mean, we're not doing anything more than I'm drinking beer, and at the moment, and it's Labor Day.
The only thing I'd ask is bring a topic or something to talk about, because when we do these pop-ups, as you might have gathered on the last one, we literally have no idea what we're going to talk about. It just happens. So that probably would help us out a lot.
Yeah. So bring it and make it happen. There you go.
Absolutely.
On your comment, I find that the best approach is just if it's someone trying to be negative, I like kind of trying to chuck something positive their way, or just take it, or just give them a whole different subject that doesn't even make sense and to reply with it. Just or just not answer at all, because the whole idea is to not bring negativity into the channel. People want to
there we go. It's just been posted.
To see what. How many people are you allowed in a hangout in any one time?
I think it's 9, maybe 10.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
so
it's a total of 10, I believe, that we can get in here.
fair play.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be first come, first served. We'll see what happens. But,
Yep.
Are you busy doing anything? Because you were talking last night, Jamie, about scroll saw. Have you been back on the scroll saw doing your?
I tried to today. I started doing the intro for the Queen portrait and realised I chopped half of my head off. So I got pretty cheesed.
Were you rude to her or something?
No, no. The first thing is I don't like being professional, so I had to do that. So I thought, well, I better check it first. So I come over to the computer to check the intro, make sure it was all right and things like that, and realised that the camera was like the top half of my head was missing. So I was like, "Damn it!" And the worst part of it was I spent about 20 minutes trying to get the words out because I was trying to be professional. Because that's like we mentioned yesterday on the spotlight. I can't be professional in a video. I just can't act serious. I should have put like a green wig on, saying like the same colour to match the scroll saw or something.
So well, don't then. Just be you. Don't be. Don't be what other people think you should be, or what you think other people think.
Yeah,
they should
I should
be,
just mess around or something.
It's your channel. It's you. It's people don't watch.
That's
Jamie.
That's easily said, but I gotta say there is a certain aspect of it you can't forget about.
Yeah, the thing is, it's representing their company at the end of the day. It'd be giving their company a bad name.
Well, no, you know what? I think there's a way to do it and deliver the message seriously, but also make it fun at the same time. So I mean, even if you just, like I told you before, Jay, before we went on there, even if you just do whatever they want you to say in the video, but smile through it, just like if you're having a good time, like, hey, check this out. As long as you know your subject matter up here, it's not hard to be yourself and deliver it. You just got to know what. You got to put it up here first, and then let what naturally flows out of your mouth come. I mean, that's
maybe not totally let it flow out.
Yeah, I tried doing that, and it was full of profanities.
It turned into one of Alan's vlogs.
Yeah, it turned into one of Alan's vlogs.
Yeah, you may want to edit the F-bombs. I mean, but other than that, I think you know what I'm talking about.
If I was to do that, it'd sound like Mike Oldfield tubular bells.
But I think a lot of it from watching some of your videos, you come across as being uncomfortable talking to the camera because you're talking to a camera. And anyone that's ever done any video, it doesn't matter who the individual is. That's something that you kind of do get used to. The more you do it, the more you do anything, the more you're going to become more not necessarily confident, not necessarily good. But just comfortable with it. And as soon as you start to become more comfortable, just like Chris was saying, you've got one less thing to think about, so you can think about getting the content out. And you obviously know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
with whatever it is you're talking about. But you're trying to think about other things.
I know what I want to say, but sometimes the words just don't come out.
Well,
another prime example is I can't remember, Ryan Bitters. We did a comedy in woodworking, comedy in making, video, and it was me, Pat Lapp, and Alan, and we had to do like a questionnaire type thing we was doing, and I had practiced what I wanted to say for ages, and I had it all written down perfectly, but as soon as I put the camera on, I froze. Like, I just couldn't say it. And I've been practicing for maybe 4 or 5 days, and I got it down perfectly. And I was like, the day before I needed to send it to Ryan, I was like, oh, damn. And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And then that's when I was sort of like, right, wig on, top off, just messing around. That's when I get the nutty pen out and just start messing around. And as soon as I put the wig on, first time,
bang, straight in there.
Word just came out.
And again, it's about being comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah. And
Jamie,
if I'm comfortable wearing wigs, then
well, I didn't want to say that, but I was trying to drag it out of you.
Jamie, can you hear me?
yeah.
Well, I spent the better part of my regular career before I was retired and able to take
As a
labor.
drag queen?
I'm sorry?
Nothing. Go on, carry on.
I'm trying to help you. Don't piss me off. Jamie, I was a talent coach for the disc jockeys that worked for me. I don't know if you know that or not. And whenever I had an apprentice disc jockey, somebody who was just getting into the business, I used to tell them two things. First of all, and this relates to video. So I mean, quit looking. Jamie's waiting for a punchline. There's none coming, Jamie. I used to tell them
my girlfriend laughing in the front room.
Oh, well, here's the deal. Because they would turn the microphone on to go live on air, and they would freeze up, and they would start reading, something in front of them, like they were going, and tomorrow we will be at this place broadcasting live. It's like,
that's what
first of all, well, no, okay, I know, but here's how to stop that. Find out what's written on the card, or find out what you want to say, and stick it inside your head. All right, first thing. And then second thing is, quit talking to a microphone, or in your case, a camera. What I used to have them do is their first day, I would say, I want you to come in to work tomorrow with a picture of your best friend. And they'd say, why? And I said, I'll tell you tomorrow. And they would come in, I would sit them behind the console, behind the microphone, and I would stick the picture of their best friend on the board right in front of them. And I would say, throughout this entire shift, this 4-hour shift, the only person you're going to talk to is your best friend. Not a whole bunch of people. It's not, hi, everybody. It's not, hello, world. It's, hey, how are you doing? If you're talking to your best friend, because by doing that, you become very relaxed and you become very much yourself. But you have to kind of work your way into that mindset of, I'm talking to my best friend, and then relate that. And then the audience will connect with you. Because what you have to understand is people, when they view video or when they listen to the radio, and you start talking in a very singular fashion, they automatically assume you're talking directly to them. So if you can talk directly to your best friend, then take a guess at how the people who view or listen to you are going to receive what you're saying. They're going to receive it very warmly because it sounds like you're giving it to them very warmly. And if you already have the information here, it will naturally come out of here when you want to say it. Mm. So it's a matter of becoming very relaxed and talking to your best friend.
Yeah.
And it does take work. I'm not going to say it's going to be automatic. I mean, you do have to work at it, but start with that premise and go from there. And I think you're not going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Or picture Pat Lap naked.
Do you know, I was just about to think that.
Well, if that's what your best friend looks like, you've got bigger issues than I can help you with.
That's a horrible thought.
You brought it up. So I take it you haven't actually started scrolling the picture yet?
No, not yet. I want to get the intro done because I want to show the pattern without all the holes drilled in it first. I had to charge my the drill batteries up as well.
I think I spent about an hour this morning just like getting the camera and then going in the workshop and then finding something else. And then I made a cup of tea and I couldn't really get into it. And I knew what I wanted to do. And I did a couple of hours of editing of various some old footage from months and months and months ago, like Easter time. And so no, I'm going to go and get on with something. So I've been working on a set of dividers today. Although actually it just looks like 2 sticks.
Yeah.
So nothing. I haven't really got anything to show for it at the moment. They're in front of me, but they're not really anything special. But I have had the camera out today. It's quite a novelty.
Mm.
So, how long do you reckon the Queen's going to take?
Well, there's not as much detail in it as what there was with the Nick one. There's certainly not as much detail as the Tiger. So I reckon that it'd probably be about 5 hours, 6 hours, maybe. So yeah, it's once I've got all the crown area sort of done, probably it should fly by because there's a lot of big pieces in there.
Cool.
So, and there's also a lot of open space. So yeah, it shouldn't take too long.
Hey, Jamie, Gerald says, Jamie, can you resend the link to the Hangout to Andy's email address, please?
Resend the link to Andy, yeah?
But send it to his email address.
Email address. Right, let's try again.
And, Gerald, I said I was going to do it, but Jamie's the one with the link, not me. So I just realized that he's going to have to.
I'm not sure if I've got Andy's email address, to be honest. I think I have.
Gerald, if you know what it is, then message Jamie with what Andy's email address is so he can send it if you can, my friend. And please and thank you.
Yep, I have.
All right, awesome. And you did post the link over on the Facebook page, right, Jimmy?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Well, either nobody likes our Facebook page or nobody wants to join us. One of the two.
Yeah, either or they're at work or they just they don't like Richard.
That's probably more like it.
It's not me. It shows last night. Everyone loves me.
People are
last night
worried
went really well.
I think that people are worried about their reputation. I don't want to be seen with those people.
Oh, I'm just reading through the live chat. Bob from Plostrom Cross has just put on there. Just made a pair of guitar knobs from a piece of Wengi that Richard Morley gave me. Nice chat. Do you know what, Bob? I honestly don't remember that. When did I? Did I? Does he even mean me? I honestly don't remember that.
Hmm.
Jason, say something. I can't see you.
Something.
Something.
Oh, that's because you're sitting way off to the left. Okay, because it cuts you off. There you go. Now.
There you go.
Oh, here's something else I did. I installed a new floor in my shop, so I can.
Hey!
Hey!
I found this oak chair in the garbage too. Thank you.
Thank you.
So is that a renovation project, or are you just going to use it as it is, as a freebie?
Oh, just as is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix it. When you lift it, the wheel falls out sometimes. I just gotta glue it in.
Well, in a couple of months or so, when you've fallen off it enough times to go, no, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. Actually, probably a little bit after that. Like renovating my property, and I have one stair going up to my barn that is broken, and instead of fixing it, I just step over it every time.
What about when you're coming down? You fall through?
I took it out so I wouldn't step on it.
But you didn't bother putting a new replacement one on. I don't understand that.
No, I just kicked it out with my foot, and then I kept going. Safety first.
I still remember the days of Jason doing the escalator and the elevator down behind the couch on the marathon show. That made my day, I tell you. Seeing that.
I'll tell you what, and Jason's going to crack up. If you really want to have a laugh, go to McGinn's Woodshop on YouTube, and then go back in Jason's catalog back in the day to where he did a video about hunting a Christmas tree. If you want to laugh, that video will crack you the hell up. I kid you not. If you've never seen it, Jason did a whole video about hunting a Christmas tree, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
That's a long time ago.
But it was funny.
That was back in like 1957 or something.
Wow. 1957.
I'm gonna find the link to that and put it in the chat for everyone to see.
Find a link for it.
What was it called?
I think your mic's just gone, Richard. So muted him.
That was rude.
What was it called, Richard?
Hunting a Christmas tree or something?
Yeah.
You'll probably find it.
Yeah. Let Jason work for the view, Richard. Don't worry about it.
Earn your keep, Jason.
Okay. Richard's hunting for one of Jason's videos, but I can't get him to watch a single one of mine.
Yeah,
I know where I stand.
I do.
It's okay.
I do watch your videos. I haven't watched the panel raising jig video yet, but like I said to you at the time, I use a route table.
It's because you put it on the router.
I did, and I abruptly disliked it for him being a smart ass.
That's called making a Christmas tree. Here, I think I'm on the chat too. I can't post it in there though. So I'll post it here and then you guys can post it there.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Who's in the chat? There's loads of people in the chat. It's quite. You guys that are in the chat, are you actually just sitting watching this, or are you like Chris and Jason actually doing stuff and being productive?
Right, let's post this over in the chat room.
We should do it.
Alex is doing a bit of both. Well, Alex, you're in the UK, so you've got no excuse for doing nothing because we're all supposed to be at work today.
I wonder how Joe's getting on.
Well, if any of you guys are in the chat or want to join us, come join us. Holly, Denny, how are you, Holly? Come join us if you'd like.
Yeah, do you want to come in here, Holly? She's a bit of a troublemaker, that Holly.
I know, that's why I love her.
I don't.
She's brunette, and she refuses to go redhead, even though Rich McNatt is begging her. Holly, the link to the Hangout is on the Makers International Facebook page. If you want to join us, please do.
Can we put the link in the chat? Would that make it easier for people? Will it let you do that?
Probably.
It'll let Jamie do it.
Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Robin's out there. Cacao.
Cacao. Can I practice for our sponsorships that we're going to be talking about next week? We have exciting news. We have exciting news for the podcast next week.
Well, do you know, I was going to ask this earlier, but then I completely forgot because we started talking about missing stair parts or something. I can't remember. So yeah, crack on with that, Chris, because you know all about it.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about it. I just want to practice.
It's David.
I want to say hi to David. Hey, David.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
Hey, David.
Hey, mate. You all right?
Okay.
Mr. Portal Woodworks.
The Makers International podcast today is brought to you by. Is this good? Am I doing well?
So far, yeah. So far.
That's not.
Are you imagining Pat Lap naked?
You're going to regret telling him that, Chris.
It's brought to you by. No, it's.
No.
It's brought to you by the Samuel Adams fall collection of beers. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because it's Labor Day. I'm not advocating people drink beer when they shouldn't be drinking beer, whether they're underage or not. I'm just saying, if you happen to enjoy a beverage every now and then, the Sam Adams Fall Collection, there's some killer beer. If you'd like to, check it out. Feel free. I don't know if that's going to work as a sponsorship, but
Non-sponsored, but click my affiliate link below.
It's better than that one you had called Golden Shower.
Well, hold on.
That's a true story. That's the worst bit. That's a true story.
No, today's beverage is Honey Rye Pale Ale, and I have to admit, I don't care what Richard thinks about American beer. This is pretty good.
I've got coffee out of my man crafting mug.
Hey, stop paying them.
He does some fantastic work on those.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we're having him on next week, aren't we? Isn't that Chad this week?
Yeah, Chad is on next week.
Awesome.
So,
I like Chad.
yeah, he's got a hell of a story.
Chad's a big guy. He does.
So, Chad grows clags.
Gross clogs.
It's gross claws. Gross claws. I don't think he'd appreciate that, Jim.
We was actually discussing how to pronounce his last name last night.
Still get it wrong.
Yeah, still get it wrong. Is Andy still having trouble? I've sent him the link again.
He's trying to do it on his phone.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he did it before. He did it before, and it worked. For some reason, now he's having problems. I don't know what the deal is.
I always have to copy and paste it on my phone when I do it on my phone.
What are you up to today, David? Looks like you're comfy at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in my office at my shop.
I've got an idea for someone else.
Well, calm down, David. You're getting us all excited.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're saying nobody would join your podcast a while ago. I'm like, well, I'm the least man on the totem pole, but I'll go join.
Yeah.
No, there's no such thing as a lower person on the totem pole. Because if there was, that's where I'd be standing. So I don't recognize the low man on the totem pole because, David, I'm only 5'8". So I mean, what can I say?
Okay.
I think the only person that I'm taller than in this entire community is Matt Corona, and I don't beat him by much.
I'm gonna give the guy props for being able to friggin' maneuver logs the size of my house.
And I think he's all of about 5. He's about 5'7". I think it's like the dude just kills it. I love that guy.
And he weighs what, 125 pounds?
Yeah, soaking wet.
So, what did Joe say he was working on?
He's working on that charity project for the
That's right.
for the hospital.
Yeah, that's right. So
That's a great way to put things together.
yeah.
I like how that worked out.
Oh, Alan's finally decided to talk.
Yes, he did. There you go,
dear.
Jake.
I think I'm going to need one of your beers, Chris.
Well, by the time it got to be warm, so I'd suggest you just get your own today.
I heard the what was it? Yellow shower called it?
Oh, golden shower.
Golden shower. I heard those ones are best served warm.
Not, no, thank you.
Through a beer bong.
Fuck.
It's down before you.
And Richard's having issues with his laptop. But Richard always blames the machine. Have you noticed that? It's never the user. It's always the machine with Richard.
Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear.
I think he may still be able to hear us, so I better be careful.
Chris, the Red Smith would like to know what is the name of your cat?
Richard just messaged me and yeah, think of the Italian salute and put that into words, and that's what he just told me to do.
Chris, the Red Smith wants to know what's the name of your cat.
That is actually not my cat. That is my son's cat.
Stop being so pedantic. What's the name of the cat?
No, Jamie, I'm not going to whatever. It's not pedantic. I'm just clarifying. It's my son's cat. The cat's name is Pax. P-A-X. And don't ask me, because I have no clue why he named that cat Pax, but I'm sure he has a reason.
I would just like to place some bets now on that cat still being there next year this time.
Oh my God, Jason!
Yeah.
See, Jason knows the backstory. Yeah, he's probably right too. By the way.
Oh dear.
My son got the cat. Okay, my son's living away at college currently. My son got the cat at the apartment he was living in. He moved to a different apartment complex that doesn't allow animals. So when he flew home, he brought the cat with him just to stay with, mom and dad. Jason, how long ago was that?
Year?
just about a year ago. He said, hang on to the kitty cat just for a little while. And then he has since come home and gone back to at least 2 times, and the cat remains here. And there's a reason for that, because my wife happens to have fallen in love with that animal. And so it doesn't matter what I do, I don't know that I'm ever going to get rid of that cat. So it may end up being mine, but as of now, it's still my son's.
Apparently, according to Shogun Jimmy and the Redsmith, Pax means peace in Latin.
Huh. Cool.
Okay.
Somehow I doubt that's the meaning my son put behind it, but you know what? You made me feel better. I'll try to believe it.
There you go. You learn something every day.
Sometimes from Jamie as well.
Oh, it speaks.
Oh,
I suppose you're going to blame me for your Wi-Fi connection again.
yeah, as always.
Yeah, well, I'll still blame you for breaking my fucking scroll saw.
We'll call it quits. I can't see you. I can only see your everyone's logos now. This thing.
Really?
It's literally, it's gone. It's that low.
All right.
Are you complaining?
Never mind.
I did not get any of that.
That's good then.
Is Alan ever going to make it?
I don't know what
Please
he's up to.
behave, Jamie.
I think it's lucky we got Jason in here because we've got another Canadian to translate his craziness.
I think Richard's just checked out on us again.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh dear, poor old Richard.
That's a
All
great
right,
expression.
Is this where I put in my order for my free cutting board?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now, 3 boxes, not cutting boards. Those are done.
Oh, it's
Oh,
boxes now.
yes,
Okay,
boxes
okay.
now. Yeah, yeah,
Nice raised panel lid box.
yeah.
David,
Oh,
I'm going to quote my father
Awesome.
here. I brought you into this hangout. I can take you out. Okay.
Do what you must.
I've already raised the white flag once. I'm not going there again.
Yeah,
Well,
I take issue with that raising the white flag. We're an American flag.
I guess Andy's still having trouble. Oh dear, oh dear. What are you working
So what's on
David?
the menu? Ladies and gentlemen, what's on the menu this evening for Labor? Jamie, this doesn't count for you because it's not Labor Day in the UK. But what's everybody else making for Labor Day dinner tonight? Anybody else barbecuing?
Later on this evening.
I have leftover pizza.
Well, that works.
Pizza.
I'm just glad nobody said table saw tacos. So awesome.
Taco.
or table saw tri-tips.
Yeah, man. You know, that's funny you say that, David, because that's exactly what I'm cooking tonight. You know what? Yeah, here's what truly pisses me off. It doesn't really, but I'm going to pretend like it does. Andy Berkey. There's no way I can do the kind of quality work that Andy ever does in woodworking. I'm not going to say no way. It's just I'm not there yet. Let's put it that way. But I always felt that I had something over him because I know how to cook. I studied cooking for quite some time. Turns out Andy's a hell of a cook. I didn't know that. So now I'm really pissed. I don't know how to one up that guy. He's just friggin' awesome. He sent me a link. Yeah. If you go to my page, if you go to Chris Cute on Facebook, he sent me a bunch of pictures. He made calzone on his barbecue yesterday. That just looks freaking amazing. It's like I really don't like that guy. Let's just say I'm envious because the boy knows what he's doing.
Just trying to message a few other people, see if they're about.
Anybody any good method to fixing glasses? My lens is delaminated. The metal frame is delaminated, so the lens is like coming off. I'm going to epoxy it on. And I figured if I put a little spot weld, it would like melt the glasses.
It will, and it probably, the spot weld wouldn't help. That metal's not going to take it either.
Yeah, I had epoxy and it worked for 2 weeks. So I'm going to put it on thicker now.
What about a JB weld? It wouldn't look pretty, but it might work.
You know what? JB weld might be a better option. That might be the option actually.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to look pretty, but you know it might work. Hey, and here's to you, Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, what's going on in here?
Hey, Mr. Robinson.
About time you showed up, Alan.
The little light says live. What's going on here?
Yeah. By the way. Hi.
Am I on YouTube? I'm on YouTube right now?
Yeah.
Is that you from YouTube's?
Don't go displaying your RZ mask at the moment if you don't mind, Alan.
Yeah, I gotta change.
You should so wear that RZ mask as well.
Congratulations, Alan.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was awesome. Great time. Oh, excuse me. You recently got married yourself, did you not?
The winter, yeah.
That wasn't that long ago. I remember watching the proposal itself on YouTube, like right when I first met you.
Yeah, my condolences to Crystal.
Go tell her that. It's her problem now.
I think, she was sober when she said yes.
Yeah, she's stuck now, buddy. Actually, they say... sorry? No, they say in Canada you got... In Canada, you get 30 days for an annulment, no questions asked.
Oh.
Seriously?
All right, well, let me know when that's up, and I'll let you know what you're in for.
I got 6 days left or so. I'm counting the days.
You was going to do the sponsors earlier, Chris.
Uh-huh.
And before we all abruptly interrupted you.
No, I did them. The sponsor of today's show is Samuel Adams and their fall collection of beers.
No, you didn't do the other one, the Golden Shower.
I'm not doing that one, Jamie, because it's not.
I thought you was having more than one beer.
Do you want me to do an ad for RZ Mask?
Now.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can do your one, Alan.
I'm sure they'd appreciate it again. They already sent me a threatening letter.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, they're not happy.
You're so gentle with your wording and everything on YouTube. I don't know why.
I thought I was using it correctly. They said I'm not using their product correctly, and they'd appreciate it if I'd cease it immediately. I still say it's giving me great protection, though. So.
Have they asked you to take the video down then?
Oh, yeah, it did say that, yeah, but I didn't do it. They can't make me take it down.
I was going to say that's almost grounds for to go out and buy one.
Is it just me, or can nobody else hear Richard either?
No, Richard sounds like he's talking through a sock at the moment.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'm on my iPad because my laptop refuses to connect to the...
Have you got an audio settings in there you can turn up mics with?
I don't know. I've never had to do it before. Hang on.
You can still understand you. It's okay.
What happens if I press that? Okay.
Waiting for him to disconnect. What happens if I hit that squeak?
Boom.
Well,
So, Alan, what is the... and I'll ask you instead of Jason, because he'll say somebody making cutting boards. I'm going to ask you, what's the Canadian version of Labor Day look like?
It looks like sitting around your house drinking beer and doing exactly what I'm doing now. So I'm not that early though, Chris. I haven't drank yet.
Oh, you know?
I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for Jason to hold one up now.
Today? Is that what you're saying?
Well, fine. I'm going to show you our new sponsor. We have a new sponsor for the podcast. Hang on.
I hope it's not that pink thing behind you. Oh my God, look at that. I told Alan yesterday before we went on the air that if that thing ever deflates, I want him to do a video about blowing that thing back up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Makers International Podcast now sponsored by Corona, the real beer. Chris, you can go ahead and lay into me now.
Yeah, I'd say something about that, but that's my wife's favorite beer, and she may watch it. I'm not going
It tastes so delicious. I don't care how much of a pussy I am for drinking it. Can I say that on the show?
You said it.
It's your show.
Oh, yeah.
I think you did. I think you just did.
Yeah. Oh, you can't tell me that doesn't taste awesome.
I'm sponsored by Tree Beer. Get
Free
drunk.
beer? Get drunk.
So what's going on in this community? We haven't had much drama lately. I mean, is anybody depressed because of that?
Everybody got quiet real quick.
What? Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, wait. Like, is there an elephant in the room? I mean, maybe there's
No,
something I
I'm
don't
just
know.
a little bit overweight.
He called me fat. Is that what it was?
Now you just got a big nose.
Does anybody in here ever do any Photoshops at all or into Photoshop? That kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
me.
Oh, is it you? Yeah. I thought somebody else here might be doing some. Or, no?
No, don't know nothing about him.
I
Nah,
have no clue.
Jamie.
I don't think anything bad's been going on. I've not noticed anything. Maybe
No.
Richard has.
Been pretty quiet out there.
Have what? What have I done now?
No, it's just, it's just, I think, I was listening to the, what was it? The, Maybe I Said Too Much podcast with Izzy and Joel and Mike. And it was like, I guess an episode like 3-4 weeks ago, they were talking about the community and how, it's amazing that, so many diverse personalities can actually converge and be in a same room with each other and get along so well for so long. But all of a sudden, sooner or later, you can't have that many kind of personalities in the same room and not have somebody get into a disagreement.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen. But I think what the whole purpose of that was, I think that the foundation to what we're trying or what we hope to keep in the community. And look, I'm no friggin' governor of it, but it's the gist that I get is that we kind of all allow each other to have differences of opinion, argue, but get over it and still say, at the end of the day, hey, I love you. It's cool. I mean, you feel that way. I feel this way. Let's just move on. Let's go make something. Which I think is kind of important.
That is like the definition of community to me.
Yeah.
Pick on each other's
Definition.
here and there, whatever.
No, I think we should be allowed to disagree, but I think we should do it as, friggin' adults. I mean, social media leads to so much immaturity that it's just, it drives me crazy sometimes. It's like,
I find irony to say a disagreeable post and then people start freaking out about how dramatic it is, and the irony that they're being dramatic about it, saying they don't want drama.
There's a new group on Facebook. What's the name of it, Jason?
After Hours.
After Hours. That is like the newest, greatest group around. It's
fantastic.
Go check out After Hours. It's it's hilarious. That is a group where you can go to voice an opinion and not be judged.
And it's funny that it's called After Hours.
Yeah, it's
It's the best group, After Hours.
I think
After Hours. I just caught up to that.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Richard. We can barely hear you, by the way, so speak up real loud.
I was going to say, I think the bottom line of it is that, first and foremost, when people are reading things, they read them in a different tone to how they were perhaps written, and then you get a misinterpretation.
All the time.
And as a result of that, you get the tension building up, and the more it happens, the worse the tension gets. But there are still occasions when people are talking like this, in hangouts and all sorts, where people are talking just like you would face to face, and then things on occasions can descend into childishness, and there's no other word for it sometimes. But there's loads of different varying degrees of it all, and I think what people struggle to do is just scroll on to the next thing, or just move on to the next thing, or just get over it and scroll on past.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not that hard, is it? I mean, if you see something you don't like, or if you happen to have a personality conflict with somebody you don't get along with, then don't spend your time reading that stuff. Just scroll past it. I mean, it really doesn't take that much self-control to get over that kind of stuff. It's like, goodbye. Okay, I'm not going to let that get into my life today. Go ahead, Alan.
Has anyone else got the controls for this show?
I do not.
Jamie, I was talking to Alan. Shut up for a second.
I was doing what you're doing. I was mimicking just scroll away from it. It's not a big deal. Pretend like you didn't even read it. I remember I put up a post about my wife once, like a derogatory, basic wife joke. It didn't mean anything at all, and I actually did it just to show her, because I can't remember the joke exactly, but it was just funny between her and I personally. But like 6 guys just jumped down my throat saying that I hate women. I'm like, buddy, I've got 3 daughters here, and my wife, quite the opposite. It was just a joke. Get over yourself. Just keep going.
Move along.
Well, I think that goes back to what Richie was saying. A lot of stuff gets misinterpreted because it's text, and you're not actually looking at the person and seeing their facial expressions and how they intend it, so that it comes across as being something else to people because they interpret it differently than you perhaps meant it. Well, for Jason's sake, I've seen Jason post jokes to people, and then and God, I don't remember the last time this happened, Jason. It was a while ago, but yeah, it was on a post. You were talking to somebody, and you were basically giving the guy who made the post a hard time, and the guy who you were giving a hard time got it, but a lot of people who saw it didn't understand it, and they thought you were being a dick. And Jason was just kidding around, and nobody got it, and except the person who it was intended for, and they laughed. It's like, so it just kind of translates. It's people take interpretations via text only differently than how it was originally intended.
I think people take offense to things in perspective because they see, they learn, and they experience things different than everybody else. And they go, maybe somebody had a bad experience with woman abuse or something, and so they associate those jokes with that. But the problem there, in my opinion, is that they're pushing what they perceive for you to change and not for them. That makes sense? Like, yeah.
Everybody wants you to think like them.
Yeah, like, they're like, well, you didn't consider this. Yeah, but you didn't consider my perspective either. You didn't consider where I might be coming from, and you actually might not understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I encounter that outside the internet on a regular basis. I know I am a bit of a wacky individual, but I think the way I think, and I am who I am for a reason. And there's nothing bad about it, I don't think. But people tell me all the time, like, no, you're wrong, but you're doing that incorrectly. And I'm like, oh, I'm still getting from point A to B just like you are. So just let me be me. There's not much to it. You go do you, and I'm gonna go do me. Don't worry about it.
I make all sorts of mistakes along the road, but I try and learn from those, and I try and go back to those people or groups or whatever, and I'll correct those things if I feel I was wrong or off or whatever. But then at a time, you just get tired of even caring to keep up with everybody's craziness.
That's not to say, though, that there aren't and there haven't been some rather nasty things said and done to varying degrees. And I think at some stage or another, we're all guilty of it, whether it's internet or face to face or over the phone or whatever it is. But
yeah, I know myself. I went too far and said things that aren't good to say, and my problem was when I have a bad thing happen in life, and then I'll go online, someone rubs me the wrong way, and I say something sharp, and I go, afterwards, I go, that was pricking me, delete it, or send the person a message and be like, yeah, sorry about that.
So I tend to now, because I've done it loads in the past. I mean, how long has the internet been alive now? Donkey's years. I think we've all done it at some stage. I now say nothing. If I see something like that, I just literally I will say nothing and just chalk it up. And there are individuals who kind of have a virtual dossier, for want of a better expression. It's like, oh yeah, so and so just made another comment, or so and so's just done something else, and you just like you build up a picture of an individual. The more people do it, and the more people that don't do it. You know what I mean? You're just like, right, that's somebody to sort of steer clear of now.
Well, let me bring in one of the nicest people that I know, and have met him personally. And dude, I love you, Frank. Welcome. How are you, buddy?
Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Thank you.
How you doing, man? You all right?
I'm good, thank you. I just got an invitation from Jamie, so you have luck. I just came back from a shop. So,
What's your take on this, Frank? Because I mean, you have got to be one of the most kind and understanding people that I know. I mean, how do you feel about what we're talking about?
you know, I'm someone who likes to joke, you know that, but I have a limit. But you know, I think people today, they don't have time first to read a post and to understand it, and second, they don't have time to joke. So I think everybody is just busy and they read it somewhere fast, and then the reply is some kind, I don't know.
Well, they're apt, so therefore they're apt to get the wrong impression.
Yes, exactly.
I'll
Plus,
jump that
you
way.
know how many posts you have to read every day. If you can follow, I don't know, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, all those social platforms, people don't have time. And some are more efficient, or some are more, if you say something, they think too much about it. So just let it go. I mean, nobody will
Yeah.
do something bad when they say something.
But you know, but then again, we're still dealing with different personalities, and
Yes.
we have to. And the better we get to know each other, the better we understand the people who are going to do that, and we might be able to say, "Look, my friend, take a look at this again because we were just kidding." Because we will understand where they're coming from. It's a matter of I think a lot of the disagreements come from not knowing each other well enough, and you know, perhaps knowing each other on the surface to the point. But if you don't know somebody well enough to start making, crude jokes around them, they may not understand where that's coming from. And so but like I said, we're a diverse community of a whole bunch of different personalities. There's how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 different personalities sitting here right now. And in a text form on Facebook, or I don't if it's Instagram, or wherever you happen to be, busy in the worldwide, whatever, you're going to get people confused about what your intent is. And so I guess I don't, I hate to say it, but is it proceed with caution, knowing that people may not understand you, or is it just a matter of trying to enlighten people to, take a second look at something before you get all uptight about it?
I think it's a little both. I think I think the best analogy especially like what comes from what Frank said, is with money, because everybody can relate to money. If you have $100,000 and you lose $10, are you going to worry about that $10 for a long time? Because it's such a small percentage of what the overall amount you have. And you take that same concept into your time, and you read something you don't like, you can just spend how many minutes or hours worrying about what something said or done or what? Or, are you going to waste your energy compared to everything you do in a day, all the things you run across and you do? Is it really worth that much time?
Yeah.
You raised kind of two interesting points there about proceeding with caution. Because, like you say, Chris, how well do you really know people? You kind of fall into a bit of a potential trap, thinking perhaps you know somebody or somebody knows you better than they do. But also there is the potential, and I suspect every single person on the internet is guilty of this to some degree or another, of what information they let out there and what information they keep back about themselves, which is harder to do face to face. So you're entering an arena where people are kind of, to varying degrees, being almost defensive about their personality, and you're falling into an arena where you potentially think you know them better than you do, and then you throw in all the confusion and the misreading of things and the misunderstanding of reading stuff because of time, and suddenly it becomes a much more complicated kind of interaction, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think also everyone should have a limit, you know?
Very much so.
Yeah.
I've seen some of these disagreements become where people meet, and this is great, and things get like, and that scares me a little bit. And I don't think acting like everything's perfect all the time is a good way to solve those problems, personality conflict. Because I don't think the same way we can all get along and we can all, no. I don't know what that.
Well, I don't know. I think Joel Crawford said it best on that one, because the maybe I said too much podcast that with Izzy and Joel and Mike. At the end of it, they spent 55 minutes talking about this entire subject, and Joel just summed it up by saying, "You know, the best way to avoid all this crap, people, is don't be a dick." You know?
Exactly.
And that's pretty much just about it. I mean, but let's be honest. There's somebody who's being a dick for a laugh, and there's somebody who's being a dick to be a dick. What Joel was talking about is don't be the guy who's being a dick to be a dick. And I think that's probably the best advice I've ever regarded. Braxton Wordley, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys?
Oh, poor Jamie.
Man, I have not seen that guy in a long time. But Jamie's been messaging us, and Jamie, by the way, has the controls to this show today. So Jamie's been saying, "Guys, I gotta go."
Yeah, I've got to take off. So I don't know what's going to happen if I was to leave. So
You'll be fine. It'll keep going.
Braxton, get in close to your camera. I need to have a look at that beard.
Well, here's the question I have though. But if Jamie just leaves, then who's going to turn this off?
Just all of us leaving, I think.
Well, did Jamie? Did he make it under Makers International? Yes, he did. Obviously, on there. So all you have to do is sign Chris or someone else on the same account. Log in as Makers International. You'll have the same rules. Or Jamie can go to the control panel and pass somebody.
Let me go see if I can do that.
how do I pass it to somebody?
Oh, remember now? That's been years.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you trying to continue live on the YouTube channel? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Make somebody moderator. I don't even know if that'll work. The best way to do it is sign in as Makers International with somebody with an account. And then you're sure that you have.
Well, I'll wait for someone to do that then.
Just go, just end the live, and then it'll continue going. Or do you want it to stay live on there?
Well, we want to be able to end it. I think at some point is what we're doing. Is what we're trying to figure out. Let me see if I can log back in on the Makers International page, Jamie. If I can log back in and get controls, then we'll do that. Give me 2 seconds, my friend, because I know you're going to run, but I'll do this as fast as I can.
Okay.
Chris is out of here.
Okie dokie.
That's 5 to 6 actually, isn't it? I'm gonna have to shoot off as well because I'm just going to have to make shoes.
It seems like everyone's got to go now anyway.
Yeah. I've
Well,
got
then
to go.
Well, if we're done, we're done. I mean, what the hell? I mean, you know, if we're done, we're done. It was a good talk. I mean,
Yeah, well, we make sure to send Braxton a link to the first person next time.
Well, I just woke up. It's morning time.
yeah.
What you working on, guys? What you working on?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I have a bowl. I have a bowl on my lathe. Need to finish. Let's just finish some adult-sized swings that aren't dirty adult-sized swings. They're just They look like unicorns and stuff like that.
I saw your first post on that. I got a kick out of the comments.
Yeah, steel frames with like I did the heads and the spikes for the unicorns and the seats. It's like a collaboration between me and my buddy whose shop that I'm in the process of moving into.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. It's for whatchamacallit, music festival called Life is Beautiful. There's like tens of thousands of people who come here and go to this festival, so it'll be kind of cool to see pictures of these swings that we built and everybody using them. This will be fun. But that's all I'm working on.
Jamie, I have it now. I've got the controls. If
You got them,
need to
yeah.
take them off.
All right, mate. All right. See you later, everybody. It's good to see you all again.
Okay,
See you, Jamie.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Mate.
I'm going to shoot off as well, Chris. So, because we're having our tea in a minute, I'll be home in just a few minutes.
It's saying it's going to end the broadcast if I leave, if I hang up.
Chris, kick him out.
Yeah, kick me out.
That's what you guys did. No, seriously, that's what you guys did.
Yeah, you'll enjoy this, Chris. Just do it.
Yeah.
Give him the boot.
He's gone.
Give him the hook. Oh, look at that. We're still live.
Love.
You know what, Alan? That was fun. I enjoyed that.
That felt good, didn't it? Couple of beers, kick Jamie out. The day is complete.
I'm going to shoot off as well. I will speak to you guys shortly.
Oh, you're coming back?
Fingers crossed. It depends on how long you go on for. But I mean, you've got 8 hours of this. You potentially do if you want. So.
You guys said to drop in for a minute. It's an all-day Labor Day podcast.
Yeah, why not? Just keep going until when
Hey, no, wait a minute. We've got a professional in the room because Braxton did one for like, it had to be like 24 hours or something, wasn't it, Braxton?
8 hours is the longest they used to let us do it back then. So it was 8-hour hangouts live on YouTube.
I remember following one that Braxton did. I mean, because he started it, I think, when I fell asleep, and I like sleep like for 3 hours, and then I woke up and he was still on for another 5 hours or so. It was great.
Yeah, it'd get pretty intense back in the day.
Yeah,
It's
really.
like Chris here. It doesn't matter what time of day I wake up. 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 6 a.m. Don't matter. Chris is here online waiting. He does not sleep.
Sleep to the computer.
No, I don't sleep much anyway.
I'll have to hit you up, Chris. It's been I haven't talked to you in a super long time. So
I know, man. It really has, Braxton. I mean,
Okay,
I'm talking probably 6 months or so at least.
See you,
yeah,
Richard.
Yeah.
see ya.
That's probably
It's been a while. But Jason, see you out. It's been a long time, Jason.
yeah. Since those old marathon days, actually.
Alan, you're the host now.
I'm the host.
Yeah, I want to. Someday we're gonna try Alan as the host of the podcast. Just
I don't think that would go over well for you, Chris. Do you want to lose all our sponsorship? I don't think you actually mind, do you? I think you and I are the only ones that don't care.
You guys are on later. I'll hop on.
Okay. Oh, you heading out too?
Yeah.
All right, Jason McGinn, everybody. You can find him on YouTube and at jasonmcginn.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, but you'll be waiting a while for video people.
Oh.
But I got
Videos suck.
Yeah. Jason runs his YouTube channel like I do. He'll upload every day for a week, and then he won't upload for 3 months, and then he'll upload every once a week for 3 days. That makes sense. Yeah, I should be the host. Chris, taking it back to you.
Have another.
all right, folks. Take care.
Have a good one, buddy.
Bye.
see you, Jason. Love you, man.
See you, Frank.
Bye.
So, you know what? We never got Braxton's take on this. Braxton, were you listening before you hopped on?
No. I was making
Oh, well,
coffee,
you.
laundry.
We should kick him out too. Then that's all there's good.
I'm gonna break it down so it's just Chris and I. He'll just kick me out too.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, we were talking about drama in the community and our thoughts on everything that's been going on lately, without mentioning anything in particular and starting more problems.
Right.
Like, how do you typically deal with drama on Facebook mainly is where it seems to be.
Well, Bryce, I think the best way to ask this is to say, how do you view that? I mean, because and we're not trying to make a big deal out of it, because it really doesn't need to be blown, because, I mean, there's enough drama out there. It's just, I get tired of seeing it, that's all. I'm just wondering how you feel about it.
I'll tell you, I think it's, you guys cuss on this show? I think it's crap. I don't know. I think everybody just needs to grow up. You know, it's, why are you fighting like it's high school? You know, I avoid it by, I hardly go into any of the Facebook groups anymore. The only time I'm ever on Facebook is for self-promotion, posting things that I'm doing or whatever. And that may sound like a crappy thing to do, but I don't have time to be involved in like, oh, this guy's mad at this guy, blah, blah, blah. I'm living my own life. I'm building stuff. I'm trying to make money for my family. So I just fully avoid it. I don't got time for high school drama. I'm a grown man. That's how I deal with it.
Totally,
That's a good answer.
totally understandable and admirable, by the way. Awesome.
But yeah, I know, and you know, people getting kicked out of here and there, and people getting their feelings hurt and stuff sucks. But I don't know.
I have to kind of admit, I do enjoy watching it sometimes. Like I'm sitting back eating popcorn, just watching a couple dudes explode. I don't get involved in it by any means, but sitting there watching it, it's got to make you chuckle the odd time.
Why can't we all just get along?
Yeah. That's what the funny thing about it is, though, is the thing they're arguing about is just so ridiculous and pointless.
Right.
It's just, I can't help but sit back and laugh at it.
Yep. They must have nothing better to do, I guess. That's
exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, are you that bored, buddy? Go get a second job or something. Go find something else to do. Got to be something else out there for you.
Make some cutting boards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris figured out the drama a long time ago. Why can't you?
Yes.
We the shop.
You know what? Then
I'll see you guys.
Then what do you say we just do the right thing and just friggin' ignore it? Let's move on. Change the topic.
You know what happened today? I went to get some sandpaper, and I came home with a new sander and a new router.
That's
Without paper.
$2.99 for sandpaper, and you come home with $300 worth of
Oh
shit.
my goodness!
Have any one of you ever gone to the hardware store for sandpaper and came out with sandpaper?
Never.
It's not going to happen. You're going to see 50 other things that you might need a year down the road, and you're going to get them.
Yep. Exactly.
Frank, I love you. My wife would friggin' be you.
Is this? Are you guys going to edit this down for the podcast, or is this just?
No, this is staying up as is.
Okay, I was going to say I got my washer going. I can go turn that off if it's
I can't even hear it. You sound fine. Yeah, this is what we call a pop-up podcast. It's just say and do whatever you want, just for the fun of doing it.
Gotcha.
It's just for giggles. And you know what? Alan, I'll be honest with you. We've been going at this for quite some time, so I think I'm probably going to end it. But if you guys want to hang out for a little bit, we can do that after this.
Oh, sure. No, I was just popping in to say hi. I'm still taking my family down to the river for the Labor Day festivity things.
All right, so anybody who's out there watching, thanks for hanging with us. We appreciate it. And Braxton, damn, nice to see you again, brother.
Yeah,
plug your channel,
and Frank
buddy.
as well.
Take care, guys.
Wait. Before we go, Braxton, plug your podcast, because you guys do an awesome job on that.
That's where I was going to send everybody. You can find me at WTApodcast.com. We're the #1 wood turning podcast on the planet.
All right. Well, you know what? You broke up.
Hosted by Jason Roush and Carl Jacobson and myself. So,
well, Braxton, you broke up, so plug it again.
Oh, WTApodcast.com, hosted by myself, Jason Roush, and Carl Jacobson.
And that is the #1 wood turning podcast on the planet, is it not?
The #1 wood turning podcast on the planet.
Without a doubt.
Not just because it's the only one.
All right, cheers. Cheers, everybody. Have a great Labor Day.
Cheers. Bye.
See you later.
Hey, people. Have a week.